Welcome back. You're still watching Trends. So this Women's Day saw beauty enthusiasts gather at Monte Casino for the ultimate makeup show, hosted by my guest who was here just last week, celebrity makeup artist to the stars in LA, Harouj Achemian. Now the masterclass invited celebrities, content creators, makeup artists, media personalities and fans to learn some of her most signature makeup looks and techniques for the very best art in Hollywood and the most famous family in entertainment, that's the Kardashians.
It requires a certain amount of skill to handle beauty looks. The skill of contouring and face beating is not for the faint-hearted. And showing off these looks with as much confidence is a diva trait for all A-listers. For the first time, Mzansi women experienced a makeup masterclass hosted by international celebrity makeup artist Harouj. She's worked with the likes of the Kardashians, Juliana Rancic, Cassie, Leona Lewis, and for the first time, our very own Sashi Naidu can be added to her endless list of celebrities. The event was hosted by TV and radio personality Bonang Mateba. The ultimate show kicked off with a demonstration of how to perfect eyebrows, which came as a surprise to many, as normally most makeup artists start with the foundation, but Harouj opted to do the brows first. 45 minutes later, Sashi's brows were done and it was time to complete the face. Getting that red carpet face isn't an easy process. It takes time, but the end result will give you that A-list diva confidence.
Nice. So the Trendz team partied up a storm last Friday at the Turbine Hall to celebrate a brand that highlights all cool and trendy things that are black. Now the event had a surprise performance from one of the most iconic and trailblazing groups we've had to this day, the legendary Squatter Camp. Take a look.
When you get the scoop that Mzansi's finest rap group is going to be on stage again, how do you not attend?
Squatter Camp back on stage again, you know. I think we've been performing, doing mostly exclusive parties, you know. To us it means progress, basically, you know, taking care of our legacy, moving forward. We're also back in studio, what most people don't know about, recording. You know, we're going to be releasing a couple of albums.
We thought let's lead with JW Code Black, which represents the actual label, but also not forgetting our trademark in its entirety. So really what we thought about is like who are upcoming, and a good combination of people who are upcoming, because Johnny Walker is about progression and really about the young people and their progress in life. So we thought let's get a good mixture of people who are upcoming, people who are well known, and who represent really what our country represents. So young, passionate people who really enjoy their craft.
For us, it was obviously like we were part of the black code, you know, so the black excellence code of the code black, right? So obviously that's why we were surprised, but most importantly there's a certain code to Squatter Camp that the people who know it say this took me back to. So for me that talks to the code of being black. If you are young and black and you are part of a generation of a certain youth, when you hear Omoy, I mean, that's what everyone's saying. They're saying, you just took us back, the nostalgic. Only a few people can get that. And those people basically have that urban code of black, and that's how we relate with that.
Hashtag JW Code Black had people decked out in black, but black is not just a color. It says a lot more than what meets the eye.
So we are out here to celebrate, have some really great whiskey, have a good time, and just enjoy being in black.
Black is iconic.
Black is life, in terms of everything. In terms of everything, in terms of skin, in terms of, I mean, have you seen color on black? It pops, you know? In order for you to see stars, you need black, do you know what I'm saying? So black is life, literally. I mean, light is life in general, but black is just everything. What's up, y'all? This is Lutando Shosha King Loot Thug, Shakur, Loot Love, and you're watching SABC Trends.
So head wraps, dukes and turbans are a culture all on their own, which of course have their style rooted deep in our pride as Africans. Trendz paid a visit to an image consultant at a studio out in Houghton to give us the lowdown on this trend that I, of course, as you have seen week after week, fully support. The name of this show isn't Trendz by mistake, you know.
Fashion and style blogs featuring modest clothing continue to gain momentum with fashion enthusiasts and global brands, as well as on the runway. Fashion influencers are diversifying the industry, leading a fashion revolution like never before. And the world is paying attention. London Fashion Week added modest fashion wear to their repertoire, showing the lengths this style has come. And with the modest fashion comes the headwear, which in South Africa is both modest and African. We caught up with fashion blogger and image consultant Shiham Abrahams, who specializes in modest wear and various head wraps or turban styles.
Shiham Abrahams, obviously by name. I am a qualified fashion stylist and fashion designer as well. I also specialize in digital marketing. And basically, Modesty on Boulevard is a concept that I conceptualized about 2 years ago, and that just came to fruition in about the last 5 months. And I've been consulting and styling some fashion shows, a few celebrities along the way, and then also specializing in the modest fashion versus hijab styling. And that's basically where Modesty on Boulevard's concept came from, is to provide a holistic fashion hub where I do actually work with other fashion designers as well, and using their designs to style different people along the way. The industry itself, I think it's kind of been one of those up-and-coming fashion trends. What we are seeing in the last 2 years and going forward is that modest fashion is becoming something that is not just driven around Islamic wear. It's something that is worn around all different types of religious groups, ethnic groups, etc. So it's more about the femininity that the woman wants to exude, and this is done through modest garments and wearing modest clothing. So as we're looking at more and more international trends, we are looking at your retailers, well-known brands, your Gucci's, etc., coming through with modest styles in the industry. So it is being recognized at the moment as something, as an up-and-coming trend, and I think we're actually going to start seeing a lot more of the modest fashion styling coming around.
Abrahams recently styled the Hote Haya fashion show, which took place at the Rooftop Cafe in Rosebank. It featured a range of Turkish-inspired designs, and I had the good fortune of being styled with some of these designs ahead of the big day. Abrahams has taken a few garments best suited to my body type and styled them along with a beautiful head wrap. According to this fashion guru, this is another trend that just keeps growing.
So the trend has absolutely grown. I think what we are seeing is that, and this is a positive from an Islamic point of view, that we are seeing more and more younger women starting to wear turban styles because it is more trendy, but it's also allowing them the modesty factor of having to cover up, etc. So that's something that we are definitely seeing on a positive trend. We have seen, again, I always say Modesty on Boulevard is something that is cross-cultural in terms of design and styling. So we are seeing a lot of celebrities. I think our South African culture specifically pushes, the duk in terms of how we wear it and turban styling. So that is definitely becoming a trend. And with our African culture spreading across internationally, we're also seeing that from our European market as well. So it's quite something that's on trend with where we're heading.
Head wraps can be worn in a casual and formal style. That all depends on you. This range features spring-summer collections for 2017, and they can be dressed up with pearls and jewels to zhuzh up your look. So don't be afraid to try new things. I was always wary of turbans as I thought it made me look aged, but to my surprise, it's a look I absolutely love.
Nice. That was our producer, Mrs. Parton. And now in studio, we have a new musical starlet on the music block in South Africa. She goes by the name of Karma, and she's here to perform a song called Image.
everyone in your lives. I bought every single one with the currency of love. I was so blinded by your kind. Yeah, you made me a fool. Now I finally see, didn't think you'd be just another tool. I just wanna erase all the images of you, I just wanna erase all the images of you, laying in my mind, repeating all the time. I just wanna erase all the images of you, I'm trying to move on, but you haunt in my soul. I'm trying to be strong, but I'm out of control. Hate that I felt so hard, I thought you caught my heart, but you were just waiting for the right time to tear it apart. I just wanna erase all the images of you, I just wanna erase all the images of you, playing in my mind, repeating all the time.
The Pan-African Parliament as a legislative body could go a long way in continuing to promote women's rights in all African member states.
Moon will be elected president. A decisive win by him will provide much-needed stability in South Korea.
The Deputy President and the SADC Oversight Committee have been mandated to convene a multi-stakeholder national dialogue before elections.
5 teams are trapped in the relegation mud. These include Bloemfontein Celtic, 12th on the log, followed by Chipa United, Free State Stars and Baroka, who are second from the bottom, as well as Highlands Park, who have won only 4 matches.
We're on point with breaking stories, detailed economy and sport. Tune in to Midday Report every Monday to Friday from 12 p.m.
What guides us? What leads us forward? Is it the advice of our elders? Is it the actions of our people? Or the voices of our citizens? Your country is guided by the voices of its people, and your broadcaster is dependent on your voice to guide it. Get your copy of the SABC's editorial policy and have your say.
Phones, cloud systems and robots have taken over a lot of what used to be done manually.
Our accounting system is actually based on the cloud.
Google nowadays can tell you where you parked your car.
And Africa's entrepreneurs are using technology to create.
With Pocket Masipala, you can basically do all the services that you would do at the municipality physically by going there, but you can now do them on a mobile app.
Join me, Spumelele Zondi, on Sundays at 9 p.m. on SABC News.
Hello and welcome back to Trendz. You heard her just before the ad break. And yeah, she's a new kid on the music block going by the name of Karma. This talented young artist is bold, edgy and mysterious. Now, while her music exudes just that, it is influenced by urban pop, electronica and trap step genres, creating a truly unique sound. Welcome to Trendz.
Hello, hi.
Fantastic having you here.
Thank you, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, so that song though, who's it about?
It's about anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, anybody you can relate it to. I can relate it to so many people. You know, we all have that guy or that girl.
But you see, I mean, the irony is that this is your first single, doing really well. Congratulations, by the way. But your name, your artist name, is Karma.
Yes.
And then you're singing, I Just Want to Erase the Image of You.
Yes.
Okay. That's deep.
Yeah, it is, and it is something that means so much to me. It really is something, a personal song to me. So, and I think anybody can relate to it as well. Yeah.
Okay, and tell us about you coming into the music industry. Did you always want to do this as a little girl, or how did it all happen?
Yeah, I went to music school, and I always loved singing. Very scary though, very scary.
Yeah.
But I always loved the stage. So I just kind of feel like I have something to say, and I want to say it through music, and so that's how I came into it.
And so when you say you had a little bit of fear, you know, deciding to, you know, come out and be, you know, at the front of the stage, I mean, did it ever occur to you to be a part of a group? Were you ever a part of a group, or has that never been in the cards?
Not really. Well, I have an amazing band, and we're all very collaborative when we do live performances, but I don't know, I just never really crossed my mind, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay, and so your music has been described as a lot, but one thing you clearly aren't doing with your image, with your vocals, with your video even, is, you know, you are basically forging your own artistic path. Who are some of your influences, be it South African or international?
Well, a lot of women, inspire me. So I would say locally it would be like Reiki, Lakota Silva, very strong, edgy women. And then internationally I would say from Bibi Rexha to Demi Lovato, all very strong, sexy, independent women that have just gone for such an amazing dream, you know.
Sure. 2017, it is Women's Month. Women's Day was just, you know, this past week. And as a young musician, what is it that you want to change about the narrative for musicians in the South African music industry?
Well, that women can do it. Like, I mean, if you can set your mind to something, I'm a strong believer in that. You know, if women mustn't be scared. I mean, it is a male-dominated industry. I like a few. So, you know, just we are strong, we are sexy, we can do whatever we set our mind to. So why not?
And what challenges have you overcome that you have managed to now be sitting here and say, you know what, it doesn't matter, male dominated or not, you know, I know my truth, and that is I'm talented and I want to do this and I'm going to do it.
Exactly. There was a lot of self-doubt, you know, and then one day I woke up, I'm like, why can't I? It wasn't why or why not, or it was why can't I? What makes me different to anybody else who's done it?
Okay. And so Image is your first single.
Yes.
What's coming after that? Are you touring? Are you going, you know, anywhere, collaborations maybe with other artists?
Well, yeah, I mean, right now my focus is Image. We're trying to, you know, get that out there. It is available on iTunes. The music video is on YouTube. We're going to TV next week. It's been sent to radio.
It's not on TV yet.
Well, yeah, we're sending it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, you guys have got the first debut.
Fantastic. Thank you. I can't wait. Is that, you know, like an exclusive debut on Trendz?
Exclusive
debut. Fantastic.
Yeah, so we're just, you know, focusing on that. We are working with other producers, writers, you know, and there is going to be a remix of the song.
Do you write your own stuff?
Yes, I'm involved in the writing.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I like people's input, and I do work with other very amazing songwriters, but I do want to have, because, you know, as I said, I've got things to say, so I need to say it.
Okay, and all these things that you want to say, I mean, what do they encompass? Is it a lot of, you know, personal struggle, relationship struggles, and, you know, triumphs, perhaps?
Yes.
You know, things that are to do with love. What is it that you most passionately sing about?
Yeah, I love life experiences, things that I go through. You know, I'm young, but I've been through things quite a lot, like anybody else. So just, personal experiences. Everything I do, everything I sing, if it's a cover, it's an original, it is personal to me. It's something that means very deeply to me. So anything I've gone through.
And people do say, I mean, the best kinds of musicians are ones who, you know, the song and the feeling, you just see them standing there and it just pours out of them. You have to have lived a little bit, have a few life experiences, and then,
which I'm very grateful for. They were hard, but I'm so grateful for them.
And your family, you know, parents, support, siblings, what do they say?
Well, I mean, it must have been quite scary. My dad was a soccer player. My mom, you know, she's an independent, strong, working woman. They didn't expect me to go into the creative field, but I did, and you know, they've been so amazing. I wouldn't have been able to do it without them.
Fantastic. And so, your Twitter handle, social media, where can people get a hold of you?
Instagram and Facebook. It's The Karma Official.
The Karma Official.
Karma Official.
And where will you be performing next this month? I mean, it's busy for many people.
Yes,
so where are
so
you?
if you just go onto my social media handles, you'll see where I'll be performing. And you'll
You
see
didn't
me
mention collaborations.
Collaborations.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to work with so many people.
Yeah.
So we just, I haven't really got any in line at the moment, but I'd
Sure.
love to work with so many
You're just
people.
forging your own music, putting your, you know, your foot into the industry to say,
Yes.
here I am.
Yes.
And yeah, you will definitely go far. Thank you so
Hopefully.
very much. I like, you know, you've been also described as trend bucking, intoxicating and addictive. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot to live up to,
Yeah.
but you certainly did the part here at Trendz. Thank you so very much for coming through, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for having
It's
me.
been a
Such
pleasure.
cool experience.
And that was a new artist, and her name is Karma. Go check her out on social media. And so the stylish Good Luck Bar in Newtown was a buzz this week as the band of brothers Jay Something, Dr. Duda and Moti dropped their latest album, Familiar. This is the band's 4th studio album in 6 years. The first single was released end of June to critical acclaim. Take a look at what happened this week.
Joining the multi-award-winning trio on this Gauteng leg of their album launch this past weekend was celebrated Metro FM DJs Fresh Shimza and Mo Flavor, as well as DJ Soul Healer. The band's so excited about their latest creation and believe it's their best work yet. After almost pulling the plug on the band months ago, the brothers had to remember what brought them together in the first place: music and friendship.
Aish, man, we're feeling like kids in the candy store, man. You know, it's one of those albums where everyone feels you did something, 100%. So, you know, the contribution was so amazing from Jay, from Moti, from me. And it's one of those albums where I don't think we're still going to make an album like this one. Unless we, you know, we give it 200% on another one. But it's a happy album, and it's got 8 tracks. First single, which is Nana in it, and Nana is pumping already.
Good morning to the world out there.
Reconciled and in a much better place, the band has also remembered their roots, putting their fans first, making music that resonates with them and going back to the streets where it all began. The launch party was pumping and the crowd enjoyed the soulful sounds as they danced the night away.
What helped was forgiving one another in this whole story, and that is actually why we made an album. We didn't make an album because we wanted to make an album or because somebody was pressurizing rather for us to do an album. We made an album because we were feeling so good. You know, when you fight with your loved one and then you make up and then all of a sudden you feel all in love again. I think that's kind of the way that we are feeling, and that's why this album has been such a pleasure in making it. That's why Duda says it sounds so happy. It sounds like us, like how we're feeling right now.
The input from Jay, from Moti, from me, it feels kind of like different to the previous albums that we did, and the energy from lyrics, from music, because we kind of like went away with the Mikasa sound for a couple of times. If you can listen to the past 2 albums before this one, and then we started confusing fans whether Mikasa wants to go to Nigeria, do the Nigerian sound or East African sound, you know. So the fans were like confused, and there was one question that they were busy asking us: where's Mikasa? Where's Mikasa? We're missing you guys. We need that sound, you know. So what we did, we just, you know, hence why the album doesn't have features at all. It's just 3 of us, you know. So we went back where we came from, and then we started from our roots, and then started, you know, doing the true Mikasa sound. And all the comments on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram are like, this is the Mikasa that we know, you know. So we're so excited.
The album has no features, just the guys doing what they do best, making quality African soulful dance music with a dash of Portuguese and Brazilian sounds, evident of their varied musical upbringings and travels. The band is currently on tour in London with their new album and is in the process of shooting the music video for Nana. Familia is available on all platforms as of August 4th, 2017.
Hey guys, we go by the name of Mikasa, and you are tuned in to the one and only Trendz.
Thank you, fellas. So this year, Coke Studio South Africa and Coke Studio Africa have merged into one fantastic production. Now, Coke Studio Africa brings the continent's hottest talent into one studio, asking artists to come together and create the freshest songs for your exclusive entertainment. Now, the fusion of music in this year's Coke Studio is more than just about the making of melodies among artists. It's about what we believe music to embody through culture, nationality, language, tradition, and, of course, embracing our unique and vibrant African sound. Trendz attended the launch of this production at the venue in Sandton to speak to Mzansi's female musicians that were part of this collaboration show. Take a look.
A non-competitive music collaboration show that brings together and celebrates the diversity of African music and talent, giving upcoming artists the opportunity to work with some of the best local and international music and production talent.
We're out here at the launch of Coke Studio Africa, right? And you got to do a whole lot. You performed with Jason Derulo, made a couple of tracks with him. How was that experience?
Working with Jason was amazing. It was very nerve-wracking because you can tell that his presence is felt. I don't know how to explain it. Like you can feel when Jason's in the room, you immediately, you know, he's got quite a big presence, and it was really nice to interact with him. To watch how he sings on the mic is amazing. So being around Jason Derulo for me was just like taking notes. I really just want to aspire to reach a level where he is eventually. Other than that, all around, I worked with Falz the Bad Guy from Nigeria on the same track with Jason. So it was nice to meet Falz, who everybody loves. Everybody loves Falz in Kenya, in Nigeria, everywhere. So working with Jason allowed me to see a lot of other artists as well.
I got paired up with Joey B from Ghana. He's an incredible person, and also it was so great working with him. You know, there's something that I like about working with people from different areas or different backgrounds, and it's even worse, you know, from different cultures, you know, and from a different language. So for us it was like, the plan was, and we met and we were told, you know, what the task, you know, we're going to be interacting with each other, learning about where we come from and learning about our music, because essentially that's what we're there for.
Who did you make songs with?
I was paired with Slepty from Zambia. He's a rapper. He's like Zambia's Casper. He's busy filling up things there, you know. So he's a very easygoing guy, very charismatic, lots of energy, hard worker. So he's the kind of guy that's like go, 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 go. So he made it that much easier for me.
And how's the sound? A Busisa sound with the Slap D. How does it come together? What kind of fusion do we get?
Busisa and Slap D, because we both love dance elements. It's dance music, you know. And he adds the hip hop into the dance, the rap. And I'm raps on dance a lot of the time. So I'm flexing also my skills there, trying to keep up with Slap D. Yeah, so it's fun. It's dance music. It's very poppy, very current, contemporary kind of house music. Sounds international. Content? It's our languages. We both people that write in our own languages, so we mix that with English. So it's very much the way we talk nowadays. You know what I mean? This is like mixed up. So, and that's what we did with the music as well.
What was the content that came through in the music that you made there?
I did a lot of Ethiopian stuff. I sang in Amharic, which is the Ethiopian language. Girl. I was with Ethiopians, so we did we spoke about Kenya, the feeling and being away from home, and then a lot of love, of course.
For me as an artist, a new artist, I was like, what? I'm so excited. I couldn't wait. I was so nervous because now the pressure's on. You know, I keep on saying I'm a songwriter, and then when I have to songwrite, oh my goodness, I'm so nervous because it's just different people that I'll be working with. But I got there, and everybody is everybody's so welcoming, and they're like, no man, it's actually people that love music. And we get into studio and we're making the music, and that is the best part.
Nice one. And going from those musicians, amazing female musicians we have in our country, to another kind of musician who is doing big things. We have Rouge here in studio, and she's about to perform No Strings. Take it away.
Yo, shout out to Trendz for having me today. It's about time. Okay. Yo, happy Women's Month. Listen. You be catching feelings, yo. down, you all up in your feelings, yeah. Cut up, down, cut up, out. Calm down, no strings, attached. Cause I ain't tryna love you right now, baby, but not a little strange. Don't even know what's going on, say you wanna take me out, wanna take me on a date. But I don't really wanna eat, say you wanna see the world, cause we go on vacation. But I don't really wanna go nowhere, tryna bond to you, tryna get to know me. But we about to have that type of conversation. Look, I got no ties to you. If you're leaving, I won't even vibe for you. Talking about love and I'm just tryna tell you straight like I can't even lie to you. Promise I won't even cry for you. If you wanna go, please don't forget it like the dough. For the benefits, I think I got a couple more focus. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I started notice that you been catching feelings. Yo, bro, cause you know you pull up in your feelings. Yeah, yo, cause you know you cut up out. Yo, calm down, yo, no strings attached. Why? Cause I'm tryna love you right now. You been catching feelings. You pull up in your feelings. Cut it out. Yo, you cut it out. Yo, you been catching feelings. You all up in your feelings. Cut it out. Yo, you cut it out. Say like no strings attached. Cause I ain't tryna love you right now. Say like no strings attached. Cause I ain't tryna love you right now. Look, say no strings attached. Cause I ain't tryna love you right now. Look, like no strings attached. Yo, cause I ain't tryna love you right now. Baby stole a picture, now he's dropping in his lips. So tryna pause. But I'm mother like you when you're asking for a relationship. Go. Baby, I'm a savage, I ain't with your vision. If you can handle the heat, you get up out the kitchen. Because I told you I'ma hurt you, but you never listen. You went to focus on your goal, you got that tunnel vision. Better pay attention, I got no ties to you. If you leaving, I won't even fight for you. Talking about love when I'm just tryna tell you straight like I can't even lie to you.
Welcome back. So my next guest, you heard her spit some bars before the break, and man, oh man, what an MC, right? And coincidentally, we are celebrating as well this week the 44th anniversary of the birth of the culture and music of hip-hop, thanks to DJ Clive Cool Herc. Now, she is recognized for her artistic flair, creative punchlines, and can't miss red hair. The hair, I think, was inspired by the name. Well, yeah, in any case, she is indeed all sorts of rouge. And the South African Congolese lady that we have in studio has been on the music scene, pushing her work since 2015, and she's amassed quite a following in South Africa and the rest of the continent. Welcome.
Thank you.
You started off and said it's about time. You know how long we've been waiting for you?
Yeah. No, like, I know, because I arrived.
Finally.
Yeah, it happened.
Finally, and I'm happy that you are here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm even wearing my red shoes.
Yes, you got the vibe.
Let's just,
like,
you know what I mean?
We're thinking together right
So, pleasure having you here. You just performed No Strings for us.
Yes.
I mean, in not even 2 years. I can't even count 2017, you know. So, in a little bit less than that, you have done some amazing work. For people who might still live under a rock, don't know who Rouge is, you know, tell them what you're about. Tell them, you know, I don't know, what makes you wake up in the morning and just want to do this hip-hop thing. And I don't want to call you a female hip-hop artist because...
love that.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to, because you do know that you can take on a whole lot of guys in the industry, right?
Thank you. That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. Yeah, thank you so much. Gosh, Rouge is just a musician, somebody who's just in love with music and just so happened to be in an industry that she wasn't even planning to be into. And man, the biggest joke you can tell God is your plans. That's what I've learned from all of this. And it's just a bad rapper. Rapper, not female rapper, as you say.
Exactly.
As I try to label myself. And just really trying to make Africa holistically proud in terms of this genre, and who knows where I'll be next time. So it's building blocks basically. So everything is just steps to where I'll be next time. So who knows?
Yeah. And you say you weren't always, you know, thinking of being in this industry. What was the plan originally?
Funny enough, because I actually studied at the University of Pretoria. Yes, guys, rappers can have degrees.
Of course.
I do have a degree. And I studied film. I wanted to get into the film world, behind the scenes. I wanted to do musical theater. Like, I wanted to go to Broadway. That has been the focus of my life.
But I still think you could.
No, it's going to happen.
Imagine like you, Chance the Rapper, on a stage, and it's Broadway meets, you know, international hip hop. I think Broadway is ready for that.
No, like I also think they're ready for that. Funny enough, like it's already starting to go there. I know that there's a production that's purely based on the hip hop field. But I really want to do that in Africa. I feel like we're really sleeping on the theatre side of us. Like it really, people need to see it. So I know I still have a lot of work to do here and in Africa before I decide to branch that.
Definitely, and we couldn't be more grateful for that, because you do need to, you know, establish yourself and show people that you can do it, regardless of where you come from and, you know, who is saying what about you. You actually can. But I do think, you know, the film thing helped you in your career now. You might be studying one thing and you don't know the end game, but it's actually preparing you, because you are quite involved also in your music, your music videos, your style, you know, the way you put everything together.
No, guaranteed,
I mean, no awards. Do you have awards?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Jeez,
just now, don't worry, it's about to happen.
Just now. The South African Hip Hop Awards are coming.
Just now.
And they're better.
I'm excited, and it's purely based on the fact that I decided to take my time, and I'm about to actually release my project next month. So everyone watch out. Are you doing this independently? I'm doing it. I did everything independently, but I do have a distribution label. Shout out to them. They literally just gave me free reign to do whatever that I wanted, and that's the type of people I like to work with, that are purely based on my vision. And it's really a blessing of the way everything has worked out. I'm so excited for people to hear it. It's going to be something special.
Fantastic. You've worked with amazing people, the likes of Reason, the likes of Stogie T as well, aka all of them. You're doing great things. Wish you all of the best. Thank you so very much for coming through.
Thank you.
Fantastic. And so lately, basketball is back to being on everyone's mind, especially after the exciting NBA game that was held last week at the Ticket Pro Dome between Team Africa and Team World. Now, Red Bull Rain is hosting a 3-on-3 basketball competition at the legendary Berea Courts in Johannesburg, where most of the best South African ballers used to play back in the 90s. We caught up with Lockdown owner, Mr. KP Stardnine, earlier in the week to tell us more about what this game is all about. Take a look.
Today we're having a Red Bull Rain 3-on-3 tournament. It's here in the beautiful central Joburg of Berea. These courts are very iconic courts, so as part of the event, the Red Bull Rain event, we decided to come in and refurbish this actual recreational park. Well, at least refurbish the basketball. Red Bull has invested quite a bit of money in getting that done. Wanted to leave something behind for the community to actually enjoy once the event is done.
The courts have seen a drastic transformation, with hopes to restore these iconic courts to their former glory. The Red Bull Rain is the only basketball tournament with a cumulative scoring, as teams of 3 play against each other in rounds, with the highest scoring team advancing to the next round. This system essentially makes the event an offense-focused tournament where it's all about getting buckets, where the winning South African team gets the opportunity to compete at the Red Bull Rain Global Finals at the legendary courts at Berry Farms in Washington, D.C. in September.
There are people around this country that love the game and that know how to play. So we had a lot. We were really overwhelmed with the response. We're very, very happy to see it. I think it just speaks volumes to probably what we can do for next year. Think a bit bigger. But yeah, there's the registration process was get online, you register, and you come here for an opportunity to fly all the way to Washington D.C. All expenses paid. In terms of sporting codes and their relevance to youth, basketball is definitely at the top. Basketball's not that popular here yet, in terms of the mass public, but everyone knows who LeBron James is, everyone knows who Kobe Bryant is, everyone knows who Michael Jordan is, most people know Shaquille O'Neal. These are larger than life, figures, and they are basketball players. Every hip-hop star, wants to be a baller. Everyone wants to be a baller, even soccer players. You have soccer players, the Neymars and all of them. You seriously, they'd be at, a lot of them were at the NBA Finals, this year.
Nice one. Shout out to the basketballers. Okay, we have come to the end of this episode. Please join me again next week, same time and place. My name is Refiwe Mwidwa. Goodbye.
Catching feelings, yeah. Cut that down, you all up in your feelings, yeah. Cut that down, cut that out. Calm down, down. no strings, all time. Cause I ain't tryna love you right now, babe. You been acting a little strong.